Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Pickleball and Politics, where I combine my quest to stay out of the kitchen with my passion for politics. As you know, I love to go see people. You know, I've been to dozens and dozens of rallies, and I saw Jordan Peterson recently. And just last week, I had the opportunity to see Todd Bensman, who currently is the Senior National Security Fellow at the Center for Immigration Studies. Todd just wrote this book. He's written several books on immigration called OVERRUN, How Joe Biden Unleashed the Greatest Border Crisis in U.S. History. It was sponsored by the Bostonians Against Sanctuary Cities here in Boston, and it was a great evening with Todd. The guy knows his stuff, let me tell you. Unfortunately, I wish he didn't have to know his stuff because I wish none of this was a problem at all. That's for sure. So Todd started the lecture talking about an encounter he had with a man named Jose. And Jose was a drug cartel smuggler, and now he is smuggling humans. And that's what he's doing now. At a cost, at a fee of about $10,000 a person. That's what he's getting paid. About $10,000 a person. That person's paying him to bring them to the border. He's doing hundreds and hundreds a month. He has become filthy rich, he told Todd. Filthy, filthy rich. And that it's a lot safer to be smuggling humans than it is to be smuggling drugs. Now, nobody really bothers you with the humans too much because they're just assisting this flood up through Central and South America. The caravans, and it just goes right up there, and it's become very, very easy due to the current immigration policy in the United States. Now, he also talked about during the Trump administration, maybe 1,000 illegals a month were getting over the border. Currently, we have 200,000 illegals getting over the border a month. Not a year, a month. So we went from about 12 to 15,000 maybe a year to 200,000 a month. I mean, this kind of immigration is just not sustainable. I mean, we all know this, right? We all know this. He talked about the broken immigration system and how people need to be informed of what a fraud so much of this is. That people are being told lies left and right. And he said the biggest lie is that if these people weren't accepted here by us, that their life was in imminent danger. And he said it's just not true, that so many of the illegals who are coming up right now are granted asylum, especially the Haitians and the Venezuelans, and that so many of them, especially the Haitians and Venezuelans, have been living in Peru, Ecuador, Brazil for the last 5 to 7 years or so, and they're doing quite well there. They're fine. They're working. They're established to a degree. But because of this open border all of a sudden, they've decided this is their chance. They've already left their homeland. They already left Haiti. They already left Venezuela or anywhere else in Central and South America that they've left. But nobody is offering them what the United States is offering them. Because, I mean, come on, everybody wants to come to the United States. The whole entire world wants to be here. Why? Because it's the greatest country in the world. But we can't sustain this, that's for sure. Here in Massachusetts, they are currently giving illegals $15 a day per person for breakfast, $16 a day per person for lunch, and $34 a day per person for dinner. A family of 4, if a Haitian family of 4 comes here to America, they're going to get the equivalent to $93,000 a year for just food. That's not their housing, their medical, the education, and all the other stuff they're getting. Now, Todd said as they're coming up, a lot of them are being flown in. There are 8 airports that are flying, especially Haitians in, because that doesn't go against the role. Neither does the app. There's also an app. Did you know there's an app to let you write in? It's called the CPB1 app. And they're all getting it. And they all have phones. And they're all sending pictures home with their phone. They're calling home the whole time. They're doing their journey into the United States. And they're telling their family members, this is where I am. This is how I did it. Go here, do this. They've got their phones and they're telling everybody back home how I got here, where I am, and sending them pictures of, oh, look at the hotel they put me in. And I'm here for at least 6 months. And they're feeding me and they're clothing me. They're giving me cash. And I get food stamps too. It's a good deal. I mean, in so many ways, I don't blame these illegals. I mean, I would probably take the deal too. But I'm paying for the deal. And you are too. So that's why this is just not sustainable. He said, I think one of the best things he said is he's nonpartisan. And the book is nonpartisan because it's the truth. Now, whatever side of the political spectrum you're on, you may see it differently. But he said this is a nonpartisan book. This is the truth of what he's seen firsthand happening in the border and in all of these ports of entry. He said Arizona and California is getting the Pakistanis, the Iranians, the Chinese. Central and South America is going up through Texas with the Venezuelans and the Haitians. There's also a lot of Africans going in through both. He said there's not one or the other that they're having mostly to do with. They're also being flown into these airports, and we know that because at Logan Airport, Terminal E, there is 100 people lying there right now who've just arrived. And they just sit there at the airport until some NGO comes and gets them. Now, he also talked about how filthy rich the NGOs are getting on this. The Catholic Charities, the Catholic Services, the Lutheran organizations, all of them, they're getting paid by the government to provide these services, and they have more money than they've ever had before. They are all getting filthy rich. He said so many people think that this is like a replacement theory, or we're trying to flood the country with Democratic voters. But he said to him, it's all just about cash. Every single person is making money. Now, this week it did come out that whether you're illegal or legal, you get counted on the census rolls. They don't care if you're legal or illegal. So there will definitely be increased representation with Congress by the more people you have in your district. So there is a little bit of blatant politics going on here. Well, we know there's a lot of politics going on here. I will never for the life of me figure out why Joe Biden is so hell-bent on just letting this nonsense continue, because it's absolutely horrible. He said Boston has become a magnet for so much of this new immigration because it's a soft landing. They know they're going to be taken care of better than any other state in the nation, unfortunately. He said that the NGOs are making so much money, and so much of that is what he called the migrant advocacy industrial complex. Yeah, he said just like we have a military industrial complex and a pharmaceutical industrial complex, we have a migrant advocacy industrial complex right now. There is such an industry that has been set up, and every single person is making money off of this. Again, I told you, he took no notes. He is a great speaker. He has so much knowledge on this subject. Get this book, read it, find out, go on other YouTube channels, etc. Find out what you can about Todd. He's all over the place. You can find him on Geta and Instagram. I know he's all over the place. He took some questions, and I thought one of the best questions that was asked was, why are the American unions supporting this? And he said, I wouldn't say they're supporting it, but they're not objecting to it. And he's quite surprised that obviously the union leaders have decided that they're not going to touch this. They've been told, just say nothing. But I would think in the long run, it would definitely affect the unions. But they have said nothing at all about this. And their silence is showing that there's no objective on their part. Again, get this book, Overrun, by Todd Bensman, how Joe Biden has unleashed the greatest border crisis in U.S. history. This is not sustainable. It just isn't. It's costing Massachusetts just millions and millions and millions a month. Millions a month that we don't have. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. If you're receiving $93,000 of food assistance a year, it's going to be pretty darn hard for you to make up coming into this country as an unskilled laborer to make $93,000. Never mind to feed yourself and clothe yourself. I just don't see how any of these people, or the majority of these people, I shouldn't say any because there's always exceptions. I do not believe that the majority of these people are going to be able to provide a lifestyle for themselves that is equivalent to what they're receiving right now on public assistance. That's the real danger. That's the real danger. Okay, you can reach me on Instagram and on Getter at Pickleball and Politics, on X at Pickle and Paul, that's P-O-L, or you can leave me a message right here on my YouTube channel, Pickleball and Politics. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, you wouldn't want to miss this, and leave me a comment, because I write you back. All right, until next time, I'll see you again soon on Pickleball and Politics.